Flosstube, I'm Tamara, the PD Stitcher, here on YouTube and on Instagram. This is my channel about cross stitch. It has been a hot minute, probably 3 months since the last time I made a Flosstube. So basically this is going to be a WIP parade, because if I just did all the things I've worked on since the last time I showed y'all, I've pretty much touched on everything. So why not do a WIP parade to kind of end the year? This morning it is Sunday, December 20th. It's a little after 7 in the morning. It's still pitch black outside, so I'm having to make do with the lighting in my dining room. So I hope it'll show colors well. It seems a little muted, but that's okay. So I hope everybody's doing well. First off, I want to say thank you. Thank you to those of you who have stuck with me and are still coming back after my, very inconsistent Flosstube filming. Thank you for those of you who comment, who like, who I've formed friendships with through just back and forth in the comments and things like that. Thank you to those of you who are new. Thank you for stopping by. This is a channel about cross stitch, and if you are into cross stitch or interested in cross stitch, I hope you'll see something you like and maybe hit the subscribe button and come back. If not, that's fine too. So we're going to go through. I have a few finishes to show you since I have finished some things. Not fully finished. I don't fully finish anything, it seems. I finished stitching something and put it in a drawer. 2021, that will be the year of fully finishing items. Maybe. So I've got some finishes to show you. I'm going to go through all of my WIPs. This may end up being sort of long, since I filmed this yesterday already once. And it ended up being a little long because there's a lot of WIPs. And about halfway through the video, the sun came in through the window that's right there and literally washed out all the light in this room. And so I looked like I wasn't even here. You couldn't see me. It was just light. So, but I'm filming this much earlier today, so hopefully even when the sun comes up, that won't be an issue. So let's get started. I hope everybody's doing well and that, you've had a good few months. I know I have. So the first one I'm going to show you is a finish. I'm going to show you 3 finishes. I have a few more, but they share fabric with some of my WIPs. I'm lazy and I don't like to cut the fabric until after I'm all done and ready to fully finish it, which apparently is never. But also, I don't serge material. I don't know how. I don't own a serger. I don't know how to do off the edges so it's all nice and neat. So if I cut my material down, it's just going to be a stringy mess. I don't want to deal with that, so I just keep it all in one fabric till I'm ready to do something with it. So I'll show you those finishes when we get to those projects that they share fabric with. The first one, this is one of the Be Well and Stitch. This is from the Blue Flower. This is Let Joy Be Unconfined. And the call for were Dinky Dyes, which I do not own. So this is all in DMC. I changed out some of the colors because I liked it on this darker fabric. And all of my notes are down here, so I apologize if I keep looking down. This is on 32 count Nocturne from Picture This Plus, I believe. It's from Picture This Plus. But this one I know I want to fully finish and put it on the wall above where I work when I'm at my computer, because I need that reminder. This may take a while simply because as I take things out of bags, I'm going to be putting them back in the bags so that I don't have a huge mess to deal with when I'm done. So we'll move things from here. I have 2 piles and then a tote bag full of projects. This, I've been working on the monthly series from the Cricut collection. I've finished 3. I finished March, April, and May. I started the first 6 months of the year for Mania, so January through June. I finished March, April, May. I have not finished January and February. And June is the focus piece for this month for me. So hopefully I'll have a finish on that before the end of the year. But this is May. And I love how this turned out. And this is on 32 count Regency from Picture This Plus. I really need like a third hand. It would make it so much easier to hold things on the board. But this is on 32 count Regency, and almost everything I stitch is on 32 count. There's a couple that aren't, but most of them are on 32 count, and I stitch 2/2, which means 2 threads of DMC over 2 linen fibers. Alright, this next one is Ornate Easter Egg, which came out of the Just Cross Stitch magazine, and I'm going to have to look up which month it was, but I love this. And this is on 32 count Platinum Lugana. And this came from Just Cross Stitch April 2019, and it was designed by Kathleen Berlew, I think is how you pronounce that. So those are my 3 finishes at the moment. So this next one, this WIP is in a 31 products little tote bag. I take my 31 bags and make them into project bags. Because I have a good friend who's a 31 consultant, and I love their bags. I don't know what this fabric pattern is though. This is, I'm working on Glitter Village, and I'm doing these for my son from when he moves out. He is 20 and in college. I'll talk some more about that when we get to life updates. But when he moves out, I want to give him some little Christmassy decorations. He doesn't like pastels, so I'm changing the colors to more royal, dark, deep colors. So this is Glitter House 3. I've got the top border, and then the panel right there, and a little bit here, and then all the back stitching for the tree. And then this one is pastel because it's the church one, and it's Glitter House number 5. And I couldn't change out the windows in the church to be dark. That just doesn't seem right to me. Stained glass windows are kind of pastel-y. So that's that. The rest of them are all over that I've done, that I did work, that I worked on in 2019. So this is on 32 count Vintage Country Mocha. And this was Glitter Village is from Country Cottage Needleworks. And the next one, like I said, most of mine share fabric, especially if they're all from one collection. So this is Chalkboard Christmas Greetings from the Tiny Modernist. And it has, I'm working on all 3 of these. I started this one, it was too much white, and so I scrapped it. I may go back and do it later, but all of these I started during Mania. So one of them is done, the Santa is done. So here's the Santa. Like I said, he's finished. I love the bright red on the black fabric. And this is just on 32 count chalkboard black Lugana, I believe. This is the train. It's almost done. It has a few little snowflakes left. And then the snowman has the border, some snowflakes, and the Christmas tree that I need to finish. Wow, the light is blowing up. There we go. That's what he looks like when I go like this. It seems to blow out the white. See over here. Oh, that's better on this side. So, these will be cute little ornaments if I end up finishing them into ornaments. We shall see. I had thought I would finish these before the end of the year. I have a lot that I thought I would finish before the end of the year. I had planned to join Sammy J at Sammy J Stitches doing finish the stitch December, and then instead I decided to do WIP Wranglers, which is a game in Semi-Sane Stitchers, which is a somewhat closed group on Facebook. In order to get into Semi-Sane, you have to personally know someone who's in the group. You can't just say, oh, I saw it on tomorrow's PD Stitchers Flosstube. You have to know me, and if you are interested in joining that group and you and I have had interactions and talked and I've made a connection with you, I'd be happy to vouch for you. You just have to have somebody who's willing to vouch for you to get in. But WIP Wranglers, you pick 20 WIPs and you roll a 20-sided die and a 6-sided die, and the 20-sided die tells you which WIP you're working on, the 6-sided die tells you how many stitches you're doing. Well, because a lot of mine that are close to a finish only need less than 100 stitches, that wouldn't work, because you multiply the number you roll on the 6-sided die by 100. I'm doing the easy version, so then I divide that by 2, but even so, that could still have me doing 300 stitches, and maybe more than once, because if you roll it the second time, you do half of the number that you roll. Anyways, so I didn't feel comfortable picking the ones that were really close to a finish to play the game, so I couldn't really do that and finish that stitch. Sammy J is able to do both because she's just amazing and awesome. And I doubt she watches me, but if she does, Sammy J, I think you're amazing and awesome. So the next one is Ink Circles Rosetta. Y'all, I apologize. This cover page is just all kinds of messed up. But I am doing each of these medallions. I'm doing 4 different colors, so each one in each row will be a different color. And then the colors will repeat, but going this way. So if this one is peacock, then this one will be peacock, this one will be peacock, and like that. So it's not the same 3 colors all the way down. So, and this, my floss and the pattern, well, not the pattern, the cover photo, the pattern's on Pattern Keeper, is stored in my So Much to Love project bag. It's my wide bottom Mickey Mouse, which I'm loving. But because it's still in the Q-snap, because I've recently worked on it and I'm hoping to get back to it soon. I'm hoping WIP Wranglers will pull it back up again soon, because I like working on it. But it's still in the Q-snap, so it goes in my lovely pillowcase. But this is where it is. So, I don't know if it's going to show the colors. So this is coal. The outside is Weeks Dye Works coal. This first medallion is Weeks Dye Works, no, Gentle Arts Peacock, I believe. And then this is Weeks Dye Works Love. I never remember what the green is. I keep wanting to call it celery, but I'm pretty sure that is not the name. So, I have no idea. It's a green. It's from Weeks Dye Works. It's pretty and variegated, and I'm absolutely loving this project and cannot wait to get back to it. Just because I love the variegation. I love how I don't have to really think about how I'm doing the variegation. I just stitch and it just kind of patterns out as it is, as it will. I like using variegated floss this way. I'm not a big fan of having to try and make it like in the Glitter Village. I don't want it to look stripy. I don't want it to look, but when you're doing lines across or up and down, it can tend to look stripy, but this way it doesn't, and I love it. So that's probably one of my favorites. I kind of stole the idea of doing the medallions in different colors from Joyfield Stitcher. She's using a different color for every medallion. and it's absolutely beautiful. She is doing like a rainbow effect. I didn't want to get that fancy, so I just picked 4 colors. The next one is Sign of Freedom, which is from August 2017's Just Cross Stitch magazine. And this was another Mania start. I have not bought the buttons because I'm nowhere near close to being able to put on buttons yet. I've never put buttons on a cross stitch piece. That would be a learning experience. That's what this is supposed to be all about, right? Learning, growing. Growing as a stitcher, growing as a person, learning new things. See, this is why I say I don't cut things apart, because this fabric did not come stitched. This is Fabric Flare. I have no idea what the pattern, well, like what the print name is, but you see it's all unraveling on the edges. It's not bad, it's just stringy, and that drives me crazy. But this is how far I've gotten. I have free. I just need DOM for the blue, and then the rest of the red, it looks like checkerboard, but it's just kind of like a weavy pattern, and then to backstitch all of the words, which I think go like this. And some of them have buttons in those little sections. And like I said, I've never done buttons. I will do buttons because I will put the buttons on here once I bought them. Once I've bought them and I'm finished all the stitching, but that's going to be a while. So. I do have plans for 2021. I'm not going to share them in this video because this one's going to be long enough as it is. But I'm going to do another video, I promise, between now and the end of the year and talk about plans. Okay, so this one is Autumn Skies from Hands On Design, and I am doing the This Way to the Pumpkin Patch. And this is on 32 count Heartland, I believe. Let me look. Yep, 32 count Heartland from Picture This Plus. And that's it's a small little pattern on this really big piece of fabric because I'm letting it share with other projects. So, and if you look, I'm almost done. I have 3 letters left. I could knock this out by the end of the year if I picked it up and worked on it. So, we'll see. Maybe when I do my plans video, I'll have a couple finishes if I just pick these up and work on them. It depends on what the dice roll for WIP wrangler. I think I have 4 more projects that I have to wrangle to be finished, which means you've worked on all 20. I think I have 4 that I haven't rolled at all. So if I can roll those and get them done, then maybe I can pick up a couple of these before the end of the year and join Sammy J in doing a little bit of Finish That Stitch. This next one is another Tiny Modernist collection, and this is Summer Signs. I'm working on all 4. None of them are finished because all of them need just 200 stitches, maybe. Some of them don't even need 200. So this is also on 32 count Heartland, I believe. Let me look, but I'm pretty sure. Yep. 32 count Heartland from Picture This Plus. It looked beachy, kind of sandy to me. And I'm not a big fan of white because it gets dirty easier. And this way, if it gets dirty, it kind of looks like it's supposed to. So this, Sunshine is the Best Medicine. This one I think actually is done. Yes, this one is done. So one of them is done. Trying to get to where you can see the colors. So that one, this, as you can see, is missing just the outside of the border and the AIR in hair. Literally, that's all it needs. Again, I could probably whip that out in no time. This is missing the border on this side and across the bottom, and a bucket goes right there. And I say that I could pick things up and finish them, except I know I have a new start coming up on Christmas, which is probably going to draw my attention. And literally this has part of the border on this side and part of the border right inside of here. That's it. That's it. Maybe 100 stitches. Maybe. We'll see. I'd like to say the next time I see you, I'll have some finishes. I'd like to say that. I probably won't. I'll say it. I will say it. I probably won't have finishes, but that's okay. I'm a process stitcher. I enjoy the process of stitching. I enjoy the progress I make with stitching. I enjoy the finished product, but I don't do anything with it, so it doesn't really bother me a lot if I don't get to all the finished products, because it's just going to sit in the drawer. So I just enjoy the process. I'd like to have some finishes though. So my next project is another So Much to Love that I got from Joyfield Stitcher when she was doing the de-stash. And this is, oh, I meant to say when I showed Rosetta, that's on 40 count. That was my first foray into 40 count, and that's on Dusty Road. This is, I don't have a cover photo for it, but you've probably seen it. This is Long Dog Sampler's Pandemic. It's also on 40 count. It's on 40 count angel hair from Weeks. There's a lot of fabric. I've not started a lot. I'm not very far into this, but there's a lot of fabric. It's going to be huge. But this is how far I've gotten, and will it show the colors? Okay, kind of. So I'm using 6 different DMCs that all coordinate, that are a teal or blue-green. So, but that's how far I've got. I like it up close because it looks like I've done a lot, because there really is a lot of stitching. I mean, this is pretty dense right in here on 40 count. There's a lot of stitching. This is going to be a long project. I admire people like Jenny, Long Dog Stitcher, who stitches a lot of long dogs. There's a lot of stitching in these puppies. I'm slow, and I have a lot of other projects that I work on, so it's going to take me a while. This one, Rosetta actually stitches up really quickly, so that one might not take me as long, but this one and all of my full coverage, I have 3 now. Wow, who'd have thunk? But those are going to take a while. The next one is from Satsuma Street. This is Pretty Little San Francisco. I grew up, well, I didn't grow up. I grew up in South Carolina after I moved here when I was almost 8. But I was born in Sacramento, California, and lived there until I moved to South Carolina. And I do have vague recollections of going to San Francisco when I was a child with my family. And then my now 15-year-old, when she was 11, qualified for a national track meet that was held in Sacramento. And we were there for several days because she qualified in 2 events. So one was on Monday and one was on Thursday. So we had a couple of days to sightsee. So we went over to San Francisco. So that's how far I've gotten. I've actually gotten quite a bit done on this. It's looking pretty good. I love the way they use color. And it's funny because obviously this isn't picking up the colors as brightly as they are because of the lighting. But this just looks absolutely gorgeous. With the subtle dual colors in there. I like that a lot. I like color. If you've noticed, I don't have prim. I don't have samplers. I admire people who stitch prim. I admire people who stitch samplers. I enjoy watching your Flosstube. I don't enjoy stitching those because that's not my aesthetic. I like bright, I like color, I like deep, dark colors, I like bright colors. I'm not a big prim colored person. My next one is in a Garon Totten Bags bag that I also got from Joyfield Stitcher when she was doing a de-stash, and sorry, I didn't open the Velcro before. Oh, this is my new start, so I did not need to pick this up, but I'll go ahead and show you. This is going to be my Christmas start. This is Gingerbread Hollow from Victoria Sinclair. I just splurged and bought the whole floss pack and bead pack. So I find it interesting that this is all I need to stitch this. We'll see. They say that's all I need, and I'm going to do it on, sorry, this is going to crinkle, because I didn't prepare this. I grabbed the bag and didn't realize what was in it. I should have. But it's going to be on this Under the Sea linen opal Winterbrook. Yeah, you can see, oh, that shows up really pretty. All the opalescent. So it's an opalescent linen in the colorway Winterbrook. So I think that's going to be really, really pretty on that. So that's that. That's going to be my new start. No, we are not done with my WIP. I still have another pile and a whole thing down here. So, we are at almost 30 minutes. My tablet that I record on stops recording after about 35. But yesterday, I learned how to stitch videos together. I'm learning how to edit. So if this cuts off, I'll just start back up and stitch them together. And y'all, I've done a lot of talking, so I might need to sip something. Thank you. I hope you couldn't hear me swallowing, but I try not to do that because I know I watch Flosstube with earbuds in occasionally, and I know the crinkling and the sipping and the slurping can get loud in your earbuds, so I apologize if it did. So now we're at a couple of my full coverage. So the first one is my newest full coverage that I started. It is Three Dolphins, the artwork by Carol Cavallaris. I think that's how you say it. But this is, my goal is to put this up in my bedroom because it's just pretty and serene, but it would mean I have to finish it and it's going to take me like 30 years, so. In my nursing home, it will go up in my bedroom. So, this one I do have on Pattern Keeper. My other two full coverage I don't have on Pattern Keeper. So this one stitches a little bit faster than they do. So, that's how far we've gotten. Because it's on Pattern Keeper, I'm a little bit more able to do some cross country. I'm doing cross country per page, and Michelle Bendy Stitchy showed feathering. I don't think I feather nearly as much as she does. I think I probably should feather more to not get the feel of the page. Edge, I might try feathering it a little bit deeper, but so I got that idea from her. And I will link anybody I talk about. I'll link in the description box below. So. But it might take a while for it to get up. So if the video is live and there's no description box, I'm still working on it because it takes me a while to type it all in. But it will get there. This is my other Hade. Hade is Heaven and Earth Designs. This is Christmas to You, the artwork by Ciro Marchetti. I adore nutcrackers and Christmas and all that stuff. So my son bought this for me. And when he bought it, he bought a paper copy, which is fine. However, you can't put paper copy in Pattern Keeper. And when I looked to buy the digital version so that I could put it in Pattern Keeper, it was after they'd already changed all the 09s, of the DMC 9s, because of the color variation. But I'd already started stitching a lot of it, and a lot of this is DMC 09, but when they recharted it, they charted this whole part completely different. And I didn't feel like going back because I'd literally done this whole 4 pages when that happened. So this is how far I've gotten. I like this. I like working on this one now because I can see progress. I can see the picture coming out. In the dolphins one, it stitches quickly, so I don't mind it, but all you see is blue. There's no picture to see. It's just blue right now because I'm up in the background of the water. Sorry, I'm gonna put this Q-snap side back on. Otherwise it'll fall on the floor when I go put it on there. And this is a Garon cotton bag, grime guard, and I'll shove all that back in later. This is a Harry Potter themed one. Alright, that's all the piles. Now I have some bags, and these bags are not fancy bags. These are Amazon bags. So this is Brooks Books Advent Animals, and I'm not going to show you the cover picture for all 25. When I originally bought the fabric, I bought one very large piece of, I don't remember what, sterling. Picture this plus sterling. I bought a fat half, which I thought would be plenty, but then when I measured it out, because I'm going to end up cutting them all apart and making them into ornaments, it wasn't going to be enough. So I had to buy another piece of fabric. Well, they didn't have sterling, so I bought Nessie because they somewhat coordinate. This is not showing the colors at all, but if you look, without it showing the colors what they truly are, you can see they go together. So as I'm doing these, I'm not doing the outside border, the candy cane looking border, and I'm not doing the numbers. So, but this is a lot of fabric. I'm just going to hold it way back here. I'm not going to show them all up close because there's a lot and it'll take forever. This is most of them. And then these are the rest of them. And as I finish them, I will show them. And as I work on them in future videos, I will show them all up close. Some of them, as you can kind of see, like this little mouse, are closer to finish than, say, this donkey over here that barely has any stitches at all. But everybody has some stitches in. No, I'm not doing no new starts. I know that I'm going to have at least 2 new starts in 2021. I'm going to have a New Year new start. And I'll probably have one for my birthday. That's at least 2. I also know that I'm starting the last 6 months of the the cross-eyed cricket collection months. So July through December, I'll be starting those during May now. So that's okay. So now we're at 8. We have 8 new starts. There's no way I can do no new starts. But I admire those people who are. Speaking of the cricket collection months, this is April. This fabric has April, which, like I said, I finished April, and it has February on it, and this is 32 count. I have no idea, so let me look. I have pages of my WIP written down. Okay, so I'll be stitching those 2 pieces together, but I have, this is on Picture This plus Bramble. So they, like I said, they share. So here's February. All it's lacking is ARY over here on the end. And that'll be a focus piece in February. Because I've already planned my focus piece for January. I'll show that in a little bit. And then April, like I said, I finished April. So, there you go. I love the umbrella. I think that was my favorite part of this one, was the umbrella. And I apologize, I know that zipper's loud. I'm so sorry. Okay, so the next one is my current focus piece, which is the Cricut Collection June. I don't like their cover photo for this, just because it's small compared to the whole thing, and you can't really see the detail but it's stitching up beautifully. So the stitching is beautiful. I am doing this on Mystic Fabric Big Sky 32 count. As you can see, maybe the cover photo is on, I have no idea, but it's like a lavender. It was too dull, and I had this in my stash, and I just thought this would be prettier for June, because here in South Carolina, June is sunny and blue, unless it's raining. But I love this. I love this little mustache man. So all that's left for here is the cake stand and the flag, and then that will be done. So I'm looking forward to finishing this one. This one will be done by the end of this month, because, like I said, it's my focus piece for December. What I did was I started them all in Mania, and then in June, because it was, in July, because it was 6 months before January, my focus piece was January. In August, my focus piece was February. September, my focus piece was March, so on and so forth. Probably might have finished February if I hadn't gotten sick with COVID in August, because that kind of took the wind out of my sails stitching wise. I got sick. My first day of symptoms was August 12th, and I was sick for the rest of the month basically, and didn't really stitch a lot. So I stitched some, not a lot. Alright, the next one, I graduated from Clemson. My husband graduated from Clemson University, and my children, a couple of them, are big football fans who love Clemson. This is going to be for my son. This is just a helmet I've got from easypatterns.blogspot.com. This is almost done. I have this little bit of orange to fill in here, and then the rest of the face mask. So this should be a quick finish, probably right after the new year. This is 1/1 on 28 count. And those are little tiny stitches. I'm doing 1/1 on the 3 Dolphins piece, on 28 count. I don't know why this seems so much littler than the other, and I'm also stitching on 40 count, which is also small, but I'm doing that 2/2, or 1/2, sorry. But this just seems so tiny. But I love it. It's absolutely gorgeous. Alright, we got 4 more. This is Angel of Freedom, and this is on 32 count Sweet Pea. Here is the cover photo. This is from Lavender and Lace. And this is definitely going to board, because this is kind of the weave is very open on this one, so if I hold it up, you'll just see light through it. But there she is. Like I said, I feel like I've got a lot of work done on her. I just have basically the bottom part and some of the dress out here. And then the metallic. And back stitch. So, as close as it looks to being done, it's really not. Because I have the metallic. That will take a while. I'm not a big metallic fan. It's hard to stitch with. It takes me a while. Alright, this house is 2 more. It's the last 2 of the months. So this is March and January. And this is on 32 count Vesper from Picture This Plus. I fold them inside, and then I have to flip them outside for you to see. January is missing the R and the Y. And that is it. So in January, this will be my focus piece for January. I'll knock that R and Y out. And then March is done. I love the little lion peeking out from the M. I think he's cute. And the little Irish flag balloon. I don't look like it. I've got dark hair, darkish blonde hair. But I have 2 redheaded children. My mom was redhead. We have Irish blood. We have Irish background. So the Irish balloon just calls to me. I had red hair for about a year when I was little, and then it turned. But like I said, I have 2 redheaded children. This next one I also don't have a cover photo printed for. It's the Positivity Rules sale. I've done the whole top part of the house, down through Kind. I've got to finish Trust. And then I have to go down this side and this side. I was doing a prompt for Magical Stitches, I think, that needed purple. So I did AF. So there's going to be an L after to that, and it will be laugh. But I literally did as many stitches as I needed to do, and then moved on in the purple. Because I don't really like to jump around. As you saw in my months, I did 1 letter at a time going across. It's just how my brain works. I'm a little OCD that way. And this is my last WIP to show. This is Cardinal in the Snow, which was a gift from one of my daughters. It's from X Squared Cross Stitch. She found this on Etsy and bought the paper pattern. And I've gone on there. I cannot find. She bought a PDF and she printed it. Let me rephrase. She bought a PDF and she printed it. She shared the PDF with me so I could try and put it on Pattern Keeper. It didn't work. It wasn't formatted correctly, I guess. I don't know. If you know how to change the format of a PDF to work on Pattern Keeper, please let me know. Yeah, I don't know if I need to just pull off the first couple of pages that have lots of words because then they are not formatting. I'm not sure. If I could get this on Pattern Keeper, it would probably go a lot faster. I love it though. It's beautiful. Cardinals mean a lot to me. They make me think of my mom who passed away 15 years ago. But this is where I am. It's got the background with all the pretty colors. But not to the cardinal yet. I can't wait to get to the cardinal. Those bright reds. Love it. Love it. Love it. So those are all my WIPs. There's a lot. I'm using each of those Advent animals separate for School Magical Stitches as WIPs, and because they're going to be separate when I finish. So with all of that, I think I have 50 WIPs. I'm not sure. My ear's kicking on, or my heat, not my ear. My heat's kicking on, so you may hear some background noise. I'll talk a little louder. I'm almost done. Life update. So I haven't filmed a Flosstube video in several months. Our weekends have been taken up with soccer for my youngest. She played on a travel soccer team, and then my youngest, who's 13, and then my 15-year-old and one of my senior twins ran cross country for the local high school, and then we did cross country for USA Track and Field during November and December. We just got back from Kentucky last weekend at the USA Track and Field National Championships. And then in October, one of my other twins, she and I took her senior trip to Washington, D.C. and had a grand time sightseeing, wore masks. Everybody up there just about had on masks, socially distanced. It wasn't really crowded because COVID, nobody's really traveling, but it was nice. It was really nice. Had a good time, saw a lot of sights. My oldest is entering his last year of nursing school, starting in January. He will be graduating this time next year. So it's just been very exciting. He's still living at home. Most of his classes were both in class and online, so he did a lot of stuff from home. He had a couple of weeks where everybody was at home because somebody in class tested positive, so they all had to do class from home. He was able to go in the hospital for his clinicals this fall, so that was good, so he could get some hands-on experience. So that's where we've been. That's what I've been doing, and that's why I haven't been filming, because I've just been busy. And I say a lot that my family comes ahead of my stitching. It just does. My family comes ahead of my job. My family comes ahead of everything, because they are everything to me. So I hope you all have had a good couple of months since the last time I saw you. I hope you all, if you celebrate Christmas, are going to have a good Christmas this week. Enjoy the season. If you don't celebrate Christmas, if you celebrate a different holiday, happy holidays. For my Jewish friends who have finished up Hanukkah or are finishing up Hanukkah, I'm sorry, I'm not well versed in the days for that. I know they change every year. I hope you've had a good holiday. Enjoy this time, whether you celebrate Christmas or another holiday or don't celebrate any holidays at all. Enjoy this time. Family is important. And I will see you before the end of the year to talk about plans and to kind of show what I've been working on for the next week. So stay happy, stay healthy, keep stitching. Bye.